This is the office for the study that Harry Truman used. And Truman is a particularly sympathetic figure to me because when he became president of the United States in April of 1945, despite the bad health that President Roosevelt was in, Truman is kept almost completely in the dark on what American policy is. And in fact, when he became president, he asked to see the transcripts of the Yalta Conference so that he could figure out what the United States had agreed to do at Yalta, only to find that those transcripts apparently didn't exist. So Truman is having to figure out what America agreed to at Yalta by talking to people who were there and getting contradictory information and contradictory reports. Truman, as a senator, had found a gap in the U.S. Defense Department's budget that he challenged the U.S. Army on. He challenged the Secretary of War, Henry Stimson, on. And Stimson told him that he understood that Truman was a senator, but he could not share what that was for. It's only after Truman became president that Stimson pulled him aside and explained to him what the Manhattan Project was. That's what Truman had stumbled on earlier on in the war. So one thing that Harry Truman is certainly interested in is trying to get a handle on what his new responsibilities are. He's interested in what we would today call a reset of relations with the Soviet Union. Truman thinks that if he can just look the Soviet leaders in the eyes, he can cut a deal with them. He wants Soviet help in defeating Japan in the Pacific Theater. He wants to be sure that the Soviet Union will participate fully in the United Nations and in some of the other organizations that the United States is trying to build. And he wants to create a balanced Europe that hopefully will mean that the United States does not have to send an army back to Europe for a third world war. It's for this reason that Truman tried to delay the Potsdam Conference for as long as he could, both to give himself time to get up to speed on all of these issues and hopefully to give the scientists in New Mexico a little bit more time to work on the Manhattan Project.